Lightweight bout, Viacheslav Borschev sitting at plus 105 against Nazim Sadykhov, sitting at minus 135. Over under 2.5 rounds, plus 130 for the over, minus 160 for the under. This one should be a banger. Viacheslav Borschev, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a big knockout win against Mahashate. And Nazim Sadykhov, undefeated in the UFC. He has won 9 fights in a row, hasn't lost since his debut. And he's looked pretty dang good, coming off a win against Terrence McKinney, round 2 submission. And before that, won the fight against Evan Elder in his debut, which was a doctor stoppage in the 3rd round, cut him across the eyebrow, which was pretty dang nasty. Should be a good fight. I'm really looking forward to this one. We all know the striking that Borschev possesses. The boxing is just off the charts. Like the way he can set up shots and the hand speed is absolutely nasty. Sadykhov looks to be just a super tough guy, can take shots, and he can give them as well. So I'm interested to see how this one plays out. What you got?
Yeah, I am too. And it's a tough one because with Borschev obviously striking probably some of the best in the UFC. I think he's criminally underrated and not talked about enough as far as that goes because this dude on the feet is a nightmare for guys. But Nazim, has good striking, has good power as well, but he's got the wrestling factor. I mean, he's got 100% takedown accuracy in the UFC so far against Evan Elder. Shot one, landed one, and on the Contender Series, I don't know if he had a contender. Maybe he's just got one takedown attempt. Maybe I read something wrong earlier. So either way, 100% accuracy. He can claim that right now. Takedown defense is good. His stats are pretty good as far as striking goes. He throws good volume. He doesn't get hit that much. But Slava Claus is going to be this next level of striker than he's seen. Evan Elder had success against Nazim Sadykhov. And I'm pretty sure if you go back and look at the judges' scorecards, if that fight didn't get stopped by the doctors and it went to decision in that 3rd round, Evan Elder would have got his hand raised and would have beat Nazim Sadykhov. Terrence McKinney won the 1st round against Sadykhov. If Terrence McKinney had a gas tank and was able to do that for 3 rounds, he would have beat Nazim Sadykhov. Like there's a world where Nazim Sadykhov is 0-2 in his UFC career so far instead of 2-0. So while this fight's on the feet, I think Slava Claus is going to be super live. You look what he did to Mahashate. Look what he did to Dakota Bush. And on the Contender Series with Chris Duncan, like the guy's an absolute savage. But that takedown defense is lacking. He's got a 35% takedown defense. That's terrible. I mean, we've seen him get taken down 11 times in one fight by Mark Jacasey, 9 times by Mike Davis. But he still managed to make some of those fights somewhat close, especially when the fight was on the feet. So, yeah, props to him on the striking. I hope we get a fight that is on the feet because if these two start firing off on each other, we're in for some fireworks. Someone's going out. It's almost guaranteed when you got that high level of a striker versus a good striker with some power. So for the pick, I'm going to go with Slava Claus here. He did me well in his last fight. I think he should be working on his wrestling. He's the head kickboxing coach, I believe, at Team Alpha Male. He's at Alpha Male training. He's with some good wrestlers. He's with some savage wrestlers, has a good wrestling coach. And, obviously, if he wants to improve in mixed martial arts, he's probably been training a lot of wrestling and takedown defense in the gym. So maybe we see a little bit better of a takedown defense in this game. Maybe Nazim wants to stand and trade with him until he gets cracked, and then that's when he starts shooting takedowns. Who knows? But I got to stick with the guy who can put your lights out at any second, and he does so in spectacular fashion. So give me Slava Claus.
Yeah, I think Nazim would be fairly stupid to stand and trade with Viacheslav Borschev because the path to victory is there. Like, take the guy down. That's how he's losing fights. Take it down 11 times by Jacasey. I mean, Jacasey, I was there for that fight, and Jacasey just laid and prayed. And in the next fight, taken down 9 times. It was a close decision, but Mike Davis landed 9 takedowns and threatened with a submission. So, yeah, I mean, if you're Sadykhov, you got to go to the ground game. You can't just stand and strike with Borschev because he'll eventually pick you apart. I mean, we've seen it in multiple times in the UFC and on the Contender Series. Like, if he's on the feet, he's dangerous. Those hands are disgusting. Like, it's such a beautiful thing to watch him strike because the way he can mix it to the body, to the head, and you never really know what's coming. For Sadykhov, the thing that scares me is I don't know if he's going to take it to the ground. And on the feet, he's been knocked down by Evan Elder. And his style is really to kind of wear you down and take you into deeper waters and eventually put you away or take a decision. Like a lot of his finishes come in the third round. But if he doesn't mix in the wrestling early, I don't know if it's going to make it there because Borschev will get you out of there pretty early. So, yeah, this is an interesting one because, if I had 100% faith that Sadykhov is going to go in there and take him down, I like him, but I think Borschev, considering what he can do on the feet and hoping that the takedown defense has improved, I think he's the value play, at least at plus money here against Sadykhov. So I'll take him for the pick, but not one I'm too confident in.